Invisible Dog vs. Meatball. So, every year, my family holds an annual reunion that resembles a cross between a neighborhood block party and a reality TV show. This year was no different, except for the fact that cousin Jerry showed up with what he called his invisible dog. Now, this is Jerry we're talking about, the same guy who once convinced us he was fluent in whale, so naturally, we didn't bat an eye. The dog, according to Jerry, was an exotic breed from the canine imaginarium, and he even had an invisible leash to prove it. The weird part, though, was the way he'd occasionally yell, "Sit, Max!" into thin air, and pause as if waiting for an unseen creature to comply. While everyone was still trying to figure out if Jerry had finally gone off the deep end, Aunt Marge announced that lunch was ready, and a stampede towards the spaghetti ensued. That's when it happened. A lone meatball, seemingly possessed by the spirit of a marathon runner, rolled off the table and began darting across the yard. Jerry, eyes wide with alarm, pointed and yelled, "Max, get it!" Suddenly, the spectacle of an invisible dog chasing a runaway meatball turned into the main event, with family members cheering and placing bets on whether the meatball would escape to the neighbor's yard. Amidst the chaos, Uncle Bob, who had been napping in a lawn chair, awoke to the scene and promptly declared it the most entertainment he'd had since the TV remote went missing. Meanwhile, the meatball was showing no signs of slowing down, and Jerry was frantically jogging in circles, shouting commands at his invisible companion. The whole thing culminated in a crescendo of laughter as the meatball finally came to a stop next to the grill, as if surrendering to the inevitable. As the laughter died down and the invisible dog failed to materialize with the meatball triumphantly in its jaws, Jerry sheepishly approached the grill, scooped up the meatball, and admitted, all right, you got me. Max is just my appetite in disguise, and I was hoping not to share my spaghetti." And that, folks, is how the legend of Jerry's invisible dog and the Great Meatball Marathon was born, proving once again that sharing food at family reunions is truly an art, not to be taken lightly.